had 4 league champions and 5 participants at the state meet this year. Both are high numbers for a wrestling program. We had 2 state medalists. They're not here today, but Ty McCullough was at 113 pounds and he placed 6th in state. He was a 3-time league champion. And then Jonathan Dennis was 4th in state and just had a great performance at the state meet. These kids train super hard. I'll give you a quick glimpse of their day. Probably a 5:30 a.m., maybe a 5 a.m. wake up. They show up at the high school and they get their morning workout in, which is usually about a 3-mile run, some lifting of weights, and maybe a little bit of drill. They go to school and then they show up at wrestling practice. If you're a wrestler, you know what that's like. If you're not, imagine sprinting for 2 hours. That's a wrestling practice. And then our most committed wrestlers would stay after and train even more. So these kids, after they're done with wrestling practice, they go home, they eat a very smart, balanced diet, and then they do their homework and go to sleep. Repeat. That's their day, 6 days a week. They probably put in about 30 hours a week just in their wrestling. So they're a student and then another 30 hours a week on top of that.